Please welcome the very funny Michael Palisak, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. I love Minneapolis. I love it here. Everyone's so nice. Everyone's so nice in this town. And I think part of it is because it's so cold most of the year that you can't afford to make enemies. I could be a jerk to that guy, or I might need a jump in the winter. So I'm gonna be really nice. A little bit about myself. I have T-Mobile. They're getting better. I know they're getting better. Watch their commercials. They're in the lists now. They show you a list. They can't lie on the commercials though, which is like Verizon's like, we got the best coverage. T-Mobile's like, Netflix on us. Don't even use your phone, just watch Netflix. I bet you could be like, hey, T-Mobile, can you put up a tower in Indiana? I don't get reception that well when I drive through. And they'd be like, watch Stranger Things. That's in Indiana. Netflix on us. They're kind of a cheap company. I don't know if they actually enroll you in Netflix or just let you use their password for a little bit. Like, look, man, you don't get your own profile, okay? You can watch Ozark, but you have to keep track of where you are. It's a good monthly rate, though. It's. I like to save money. I fly the discount flights sometimes because it's cheap. I like it because it lowers expectations a little bit, too. You know, like, if you fly from LA to Chicago for $50 and you just land, you're like, we did it. Yeah, my seatbelt is still attached. Who would have thought at $50? You pay money, you expect things. Like a couple of years ago, a guy got dragged off a United Airlines flight because he wouldn't give his seat up to a flight crew member. Yeah, that would never happen on a discount airlines where they charge for like water and food. Like, and someone came up to me on one of those flights and they're like, "Sir, you have to leave." I'd be like, "Thank you." I agree with that. You're gonna give me $1,000? I would like to purchase your company. You can keep the change. It's nice. People bring their own food on those flights. It's like a little picnic. Like, what do you got? You got pancake breakfast? You got ribs? That's an interesting combination of smells. What about you? I'm gonna pretend to be sick so they give me free water. Oh, you must be a platinum member. People feel weird bringing their own food on like normal airlines sometimes. One time I was sitting next to this lady, and halfway through the flight, I swear, she just started eating corn on the cob. Very fast. It was just like, it was like a squirrel who didn't even think about winter at all. I was like, who cares about January? I'll starve. YOLO. It's like her face was a typewriter and she was trying to get out a Dickens novel, which is, "'Twas the best of times, dude." I don't even know how she thought to bring it on the plane, right? She's just at home, looking at her fridge. She's like, that corn's not gonna be good. By the time I get home, it's not gonna be. I could bring it. Yeah, but I gotta eat it in front of everybody, though. I'll be like, oh, they'll be like, do you want coffee? Oh, you have corn? Okay. But then she tries to hype herself up. Like, who cares what they think? I don't see those people again. I'll eat corn where I want to eat corn. It's delicious corn. Someone looks at me weird, I'm like, what are you eating? Pretzels? What's in there? Corn syrup? You're welcome from my corn. And then she gets on the plane, takes out that corn, and is like, oh, I care what they think a lot. Here's some advice. If you ever feel like you're doing something weird in public, don't do it faster. It's a lot scarier, faster. If she had just eaten that corn like a normal person, I might not have even noticed. Like, at most, I would just been like, what a confident corn lover. Excuse me, are you from Des Moines? Are you from the island? She starts eating it quickly, I'm gonna keep a good distance because I don't know how much she brought with her. And I don't wanna fall asleep and wake up with my finger caught in her chipper. There's a lot of rules when you fly. You don't even know all the rules. Like, one time I was flying out of Mexico and I had a baseball in my backpack and they took it away. And I was like, why? And they're like, this could be used as a weapon. Oh, wow. That's how good Latin Americans are at baseball. All over the United States, you can fly with a baseball. And in Mexico, like, we got a 13-year-old that can throw that through the cockpit door, no problem. Probably through the windshield and take out another airplane, so... Sometimes it's not a rule, and they try to make you feel like it is. Like, I had a carry-on bag one time, and the flight attendant was like, we're going to check that bag for you. And I was like, oh, can I go see if there's room first on the plane? So I can carry it on? Like the thing that has defined my bag. And the flight attendant was like, yeah, you can't, but we're already 15 minutes late. And if you don't find a place for your bag, you're going to make all these people even more late for wherever they're going to. And I said, okay. She's gonna try to guilt trip me? Really? I've been in the same relationship for 6 years. There's no room in my heart for the guilt of strangers. That space is leased out for loved ones. There are some rules that they have a rule that once the front door is closed on the plane, you're not supposed to talk or text on your phone anymore. And I was on the plane one time, and we started to take off down the runway, and all of a sudden we just stopped. And the pilot got over the intercom, and he was just like, sorry, everybody, we had to stop. We didn't close the front door all the way. I could have been on my phone this whole time. Instagram Live, like the door's open, it's open. See the outside, it's inside, yeah. Let's see what this lady thinks. She's eating corn real fast. So. How did they just then realize that the front door is open on a plane? Like, right? If I'm in a car and I'm backing out of a driveway and I hear that ding, 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 I'm not going anywhere. Let alone being like, we'll figure that out up in the air. Whatever that emergency sound is, for sure. Can be fixed at 30,000 feet. Was a flight attendant just buckling in, just like, all right, we're ready to go. Here we go. All right. It's a little breezy. It's a little breezy. What is that noise? What? I do not. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, Captain, we gotta slow down. Yeah, we did it again. Well, the outside is inside. I can see it. No, I was not born in a barn. I don't know. I bet you lose your authority as a flight crew when you forget to close the front door all the way. They always come around end of a flight like, sir, will you get off your laptop? We're getting ready to land. Sir, laptop. Oh, you left the front door open. When we were like, so I thought we weren't doing rules this time. That was my understanding. It's good to get back to this part of the country. I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in Indiana. I was doing a show recently in Southern Illinois. It was a fundraiser for a police department, and I found out that after my set, there was going to be a gun raffle, which, however you feel about guns, I just don't think that somebody should win one. Because whenever I win something, I want to use it right away. I don't want some of the audience being like, well, I was going to figure out things with my neighbor peaceably. Today's my lucky day. Gun raffle. Who looked at gun sales in America and they're like, we need to make this more fun and random. People aren't buying guns because they're too bored. Just draw my number. Pow, pow, pow. Interesting thing about gun raffles, if you win the gun, it also increases your chances of winning all the other prizes. Yeah, I hope you like Applebee's because you're going to get some gift cards for sure. I went to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which if you look on a map, what? Yeah, you're here. Yeah, you came down. Thank you. I'm honored. It's weird. If you look on a map, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan is kind of like the part of Michigan that could have been Wisconsin, but Wisconsin was like, we're good. We don't need any more Wisconsin. We don't have enough alcohol for us, so... And the UP was probably like, but you're the closest part of the country. We touch you. We can't really hear you. You're out of state now, so... Red Rover, do not come over, so... I love the UP. I was driving up there on their road, and... And I drove past this restaurant, and they had a big sign in their window of the restaurant, and I'll never forget it. It said, "Today's custard, vanilla." Oh, I didn't know this was a party town. Like, how boring is your restaurant? Where the manager's like, what do we get in the shipment today? Oh, we got vanilla. Oh, vanilla. Someone call marketing. Call marketing. We gotta make a sign. Oh, I'm marketing? Okay, I'm the only person that works here? That makes sense. Today's custard. Vanilla was in all caps. As if the owner was like, you'll never believe what we have in store for you. Custard of the day, vanilla. Burger of the day, cheese. Is it December? Because it feels like Christmas. Maybe people in that town just love vanilla. Maybe that's like children are just waking up that morning. It was like, today's the day. Dad, wake up, Dad. Tell us about vanilla custard again. Oh, it's delicious. Is it full of flavor? No way, and that's why I love it. No cookie dough in those bites. Maybe that's just what they love. Maybe people, they need that, you know? They're driving home from work on a Friday, like worn down from work. It's like, oh, I hate my job. Oh, I just want to drive this car into the lake and get to the real Michigan. Oh, I hate everything about everything. Nothing could make today. Vanilla? Today? That's my favorite flavor. But I'm never sure if they have it. It's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be a great week. One time I told that story in Michigan. And a lady just yelled out. She's like, I'm from Michigan, and I love vanilla. Yeah, that's the point of the story. You just supported my thesis. So, thank you. It's fun traveling around. My parents live in Illinois now, and I got to be home for my dad's birthday, which was cool. I asked him what he wanted. Yeah, he said he wanted a skinny mug that fit in his car cup holder. So, okay. He's whatever age that is. Or that's your only need. Get ready to go to work in the morning, open the car door, go to put the coffee down, and like, oh no. The last piece of the puzzle. I'm not gonna buy one though. I'm gonna ask my son to get one for me for my birthday in a few months. I had to find one. That was my job. I went to Macy's. I found one in their wedding registry section. Yeah. Whatever, I never got him a wedding gift, you know? I went to go buy it and lay at the register. She's like, oh, sir, that's a display mug. You can't buy that one. We can order you one. I wanted to be like, why don't you order you one? When's your dad's birthday? Mine is tomorrow. So. She just explained, she's like, sir, everything in that section is all a display. You just see it, and then you order it. Okay. I thought it was all a store. Yeah, I didn't know that this part was the internet live. I didn't even know the internet was on tour right now, to be honest. Do they need an opener? I'm free a lot of July. I'll open for I didn't know we needed that. I didn't know people were at home looking at their computers being like, I want to buy that mug. I want to buy it really bad, but I need to go see it in person first. It looks like a mug, but it could just be a hot picture of this mug. I will not get catfished by dishware again. I didn't know what to do. I just went to a different Macy's the next day, where they didn't know my background. I went down to that section. They took me away from it. I swung back around when they weren't looking. I just grabbed the mug I wanted. I went the escalator to a different part of the store. I found someone that worked there, and I was like, I want to buy this, and she rung it up, no problem. Sometimes in life, you have to steal things so you can pay for them. I couldn't believe I got away with it. It was like my own little Ocean's 1. I kind of wish security had chased me down. Like, sir, put down the mug. I just want to pay full price. This isn't a store, sir. It's a museum of future purchases. You see it and you go home. So, I don't know. I was visiting my parents a few years ago. I remember I was visiting them, and my mom was really nice. She was like, Michael, I will give you a ride to the airport. Sweet. Free ride to the airport. Yeah. And then as we were driving, she was like, Michael, I just want to let you know that marriage is a lot easier if you find someone who has the same religion as you. Nah, a free ride to the airport. I should have checked out those Uber prices. They should have an app for that. Like, this is how much Uber costs. This is how much Lyft costs. We hacked your mom's email. This is what she wants to trap you in the car and talk to you about for 45 minutes. While driving 45 miles an hour in a 55-mile-an-hour zone. I just didn't get it, you know? Because at the time, I was raised Catholic, you know? At the time I was dating someone who was raised Protestant. What am I supposed to do? Be like, hey, before we talk about marriage, I'm going to need you to believe in Jesus a little differently. Like, there's more rules, but there's more days off, also. There might be a Wednesday in February where your forehead is a little dirty, and it's a very important time. It's reverent, it's important. It's weird getting advice on relationships when you don't ask for it. I remember the first time it happened. I was like in middle school. I was 12, and I got in an argument with a girl in my class. We were doing a project together, and our teacher, instead of just fixing that, was just like, "Hey, you two keep arguing, you'll probably marry each other." Which is weird to know that like an adult looked at us and they're like, "That reminds me of home." It's messed up. Now, every time I have a personality conflict with someone, I have to be like, she could be the one. I can't get along with her at all. I need to pursue this farther. Or is it further? I'm sure she'll correct me. If she's the one, she will. I've been in relationships, I feel like arguing is the hardest part. Like sometimes when I'm in a relationship and there's an argument, I feel like, not even an argument, I just feel like I've been brought to court. And not like in a country where you know all the laws. I feel like I got pulled over, the police officer's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Well, neither do I. But we're gonna talk about it for a very long time." I have trouble being happy when the other person's upset at me in a relationship, which is a bummer, because that's when I have all my free time. The schedule just opens up. Like, what am I going to do? I could do anything. I'll probably just feel scared about my future. I can do that for a couple days. One time I got into an argument in public. It wasn't really an argument. She was just speaking loudly, and I was walking as fast as I could. I think the problem nowadays with dating is like phones. They're such a big part of the relationship. You know, I would recommend if you're on a first date or second, just don't even bring your phone. Leave it at home. Leave it in the car. That person is giving you their time. Be there for them, you know? Second date too. Maybe third date, fourth, maybe fifth date. Don't even show them your phone. Don't even have your phone there. Because that could be someone that you could be with for a year or maybe the rest of your life. And at some point in that relationship, they're going to call you. And they're going to be like, "Where have you been? I've been trying to get a hold of you." You have to answer any of your texts or any of your voicemails, and you can be like, "You knew that from the beginning." Start your backstory today. Today. You don't have a phone. It's not on you. And you care about them. That's why it's not on you. It's never on you. Because it's hard. Like iPhones, they have a thing where like when the person texts you, they can get a little message when the text has been delivered and read, which I don't need the people I love, the people I cherish, the people I care about most in the world knowing that I got their message. And it was just like, I'm not gonna respond to that. Apple turned texting into like a real conversation. That'd be like if your friend came up to you on the street and he was like, "What are you doing tonight?" And you were just like, you just walked away and he was just like, "I can see you still. I saw you walk away. I know exactly what time you walked away. What is wrong? Is there an emergency? Why did you walk away? When are you gonna come back?" Who invented that part of the iPhone? Probably not someone in a stable relationship. Right? You see that meeting? They can't pass it off like that. They're like, "What do you got for the new iPhone?" "We got this thing. It's great for businesses and texting. That way a business can text you and they'll know exactly when the text has been delivered and when it's been read. It's great for businesses." And they're like, "Well, that seems a little bit like more than businesses." "Well, yeah, maybe, I guess. I guess if you go out with someone for a couple weeks or whatever, and then all of a sudden you text them and you don't hear back, you know that they read it. And so the ball's in their court, it's just in their court. And if they're going to respond, they're going to respond. If they don't respond, then they're not responding, and you just have to accept the fact that they liked you, and then they hung out with you, and now they don't like you anymore. And it's not you, it's just being around you, and that's just... But it's for businesses, it really is. You can turn that function off unless you're in a relationship where that function is kept on by one of you. My significant other, Sam, she leaves it on because she thinks it's more honest. And it does make me more honest, but it also makes me a lot more careful about when I touch my phone screen. Because it doesn't read it until you swipe it. And sometimes that comes in and it's not a convenient time to text back. I'm just like, okay, careful, all right. All of a sudden I feel like I'm defusing a bomb. Just like, all right, just calm down. It's okay. It's okay. You know what to do. If I touch that, that's going to start a countdown that cannot be reversed. So. I'm in a relationship. Her name's Sam. She's wonderful. She's attractive. She's funny. Before we met, sometimes I would feel lonely. And now, I miss that. Lonely doesn't seem that bad anymore. Like, I don't even know what it would be like. Oh, I'm so alone. What am I gonna do now? Because I'm all alone. Well, I can watch TV, I guess, but what am I gonna watch? Whatever I want, for however long I want to. I finish every show now. But when you've been together a while and you're just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go for a walk," and she's like, "Oh, me too." It's kind of harder to be like, no. I'm sorry, no, thank you. What, you don't want me to go on a walk with you? I'm your girl. Yeah, listen, I just thought you thought I needed you to go with it. Like I needed, and I don't need, you don't, I need you, I just don't need. Hey, you want to go on a walk right now? Is there something? Let's go on a walk, that'll be fun. How about we take different routes and see who's fastest? You might beat me by a few hours, and I might finally get to see Star Wars. Sam's great. We've been together a while, and recently we were talking about relationships just in general, and emotional cheating came up, and I didn't even know what that was. But Sam told me that there's a way that you can cheat with someone, not even physically. You can just share your emotions with another person and have a connection with that person. And that's cheating, and it's just as bad as physical cheating. And I know that it is just as bad because, she said that. Just as bad as physical. It's just, I don't know, the idea, like, I'm sure I would feel really bad if I was emotionally cheated, but just the idea of, like, her sharing all of her emotions with, like, another, not me, with another, like, on paper, like, in real life it would hurt, but on paper, I could use the help. There's just a lot to go through. It's a lot. It's very interesting. It's just a lot. Her voicemails are like podcasts. It's very long. Except not just a normal cop podcast, a podcast where like the host calls you back and wants to go through details with each podcast. And you're like, I don't know. What do you think I should do about Jenna? Which Jenna? Dr. Jenna? Social worker Jenna? Nonprofit Jenna? How are they different? We just interact differently on the phone. Like texting, if you looked at our texts, if our texts, I thought about this today, if our texts were like a label on like a body wash or a soap, mine would be like Dove. It would just say Dove and a couple other things on the front, and that's it. And hers would be like that Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. It's like every single word is in there, and it's all interesting and exciting. I'm like, I can't read it all right. Just trying to take a shower. There's so many words. She's very health conscious. A couple of years ago, she read an article online about mental health, and after reading it, like she took it all in. She thought that she might have bipolar. So I don't think that. I don't think she. It's tripolar at least. Maybe quattro. If she were a razor, it'd be a smooth shave. Quattro. I don't know anything about it. I don't think she does, but she was very thorough. She got this Google document together, okay, and she sent it to me. And then she's like, Michael, I just want you to fill out this Google document every day and rate my mood in all these different ways, from 1 to 5. To help determine whether maybe I have a mental illness. Feels like a trap. I don't know a lot about people with bipolar, but I doubt they take ones very well. Let's see what Michael thought of me today. He thought I was a 1? He hasn't even seen 3 yet. Tomorrow will be a 1, for sure. Tomorrow will be so negative, he'll regret the day he learned about integers. I couldn't fill out that form. I don't feel comfortable as a man putting a number next to a woman's name in any facet. Even if I was an Olympic judge, I would just be like, you did very good. Nailed that landing. Nailed it. Great smile. Not saying you had to smile. I'm not over here being like, smile, girl. You're only pretty when you smile. You're pretty either way. Or you're not pretty, whatever. We're not judging on pretty. Maybe Brazil is, I don't know. I just don't want to be on CNN. Whatever that is. It's very fun. We've been together a while, and now we have a family. We had a little baby a year ago. His name is Jack. Thank you. Oh, yeah, thanks. Thank you. I love every part about being a dad. Every single part about being a dad I love. It's amazing. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I love all of it. All the hard work. I should say, though, that I leave town 3 to 7 days a week for work. So I always do everything. There's some weeks where I'm off. I'm there all the time. Whenever he wakes up, I wake up with him first. What do we do usually is go down to the laundry room because he loves to open and close the dryer door. That's like his favorite thing to do right now. He like opens the dryer door, looks at me, and then he closes it and like, oh, it's closed now. And then he opens it again, like, Dad, we're not even doing laundry, but it opens and closes. And it's like 4 or 5 a.m. and I work at night, so I'm very tired. And I'm just thinking, he would definitely fit in that dryer. I would never put him in the dryer. Never, even if he was a little damp. Let's just put it on low so he doesn't shrink. Like, I would never do that. I always try to wake up with him first because when we had him, Sam has narcolepsy. When she was breastfeeding, she couldn't take her medication, and she told me that with her narcolepsy, she had to be asleep for sometimes 8 to 10 hours straight. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to function, which is really convenient as a new parent. Yeah, I should have done more research. Like I knew that she had narcolepsy when we started dating, but I was on the other side of it. Like, she would talk about work and how like a boss wasn't sensitive to her like missing something because she was asleep and all these things. And I'd be like, that's so horrible that they're not understanding. Those are horrible people. And it sucks. You're lucky you're not there anymore. It sucks. And now I'm like, I kind of get it. Like, I know her thing is real, but I'm also really tired, too, and it's not... I'm jealous. I'm just jealous. I need to be a better person. I do. This happens. When we started going out to eat or, like, malls and stuff, whenever we'd have to change Jack's diaper at the mall. I always do it at home when I have to, but at the mall, we'd always go to look at the bathrooms, and if there wasn't a family restroom, we'd just, like, look at each other, and then look back at each other, and, like... And I would just hold out. You don't say anything. In negotiation, always let the other person. And eventually she'd be like, okay, I'll go change him. There's probably not even a changing table in the men's restroom because everyone expects this to be a women's job. That's the way society is. And I'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry for society. I feel really bad about society. That sucks. But yeah, you're right. Why waste the time going to check? Let's go. And she would take him into the women's bathroom and change him, and I would go to the men's bathroom. And I will tell you, there has always been a changing table in the men's bathroom. And I never tell her. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. That's what I would say. Just keep it in. It's very fun being a parent, but we have one, a couple people that I know have multiple, and they look so tired every time I see them. Every time I see them, I just want to be like, how do you know when to go to the doctor? Because you look sick every day. Did you dress up as The Walking Dead for Halloween and just keep your costume on? Because it's so similar to your normal appearance? I think the problem is you just have to do so much for kids these days, which used to not be the case. Like, there used to not even be kids, right? There were new people, but they weren't kids, They were smaller farmers. Smaller coal miners. A long time ago, some coal miners probably went to their boss and they're like, hey, we can't fit down into the hole. Also, Tom's bird died, so that's sad. And and their boss is just like, all right, tomorrow is bring your child to work day. And one guy was like, I don't have kids. He's like, all right, tomorrow is bring a child to work day. I don't know. Everyone says that being a parent is a full-time job, but it seems more like an unpaid internship. Where like the first 5 years, you bring your boss lunch, and he just throws it on the ground half the time. Like, just tell me when you're done. I'm not saying kids aren't worth it. I'm just saying they cost more than they're worth. It's a lot. If you talk to a parent of multiple kids, you can't even talk about the same things. Like I had a friend, I was like, oh, you play basketball lately? He's like, I haven't played basketball in 16 months. Well, that's a very specific amount of time. That's how old your youngest son is. I used to think that parents always said their children's age in months because they love their child so much. Every month was like more love, on top of more love, on top of more love, until it was like a tower of love. Now I'm thinking they just want you to know exactly how long they've been suffering for. Like they know, like 16 months, 3 weeks, 5 days, 4 hours, 15 minutes, and 25 seconds. Since I've had feelings that mattered. And you can't make them feel better. I try, like, oh, maybe you can watch a movie on Netflix. I can't afford Netflix. I have to put kids through college in 17 years, sort of. Okay, just sign up for T-Mobile. It's fine. Just have to keep track of where you are. Anything. I'm like, did you watch the game on Sunday? The only thing that's on here is Thomas the Train. I can't wait to get to the point as a dad where I get to complain about cartoons. Like, Michael, did you watch the game on Sunday? Is the game Peppa Pig? Yeah, that's what you want to know what Peppa Pig is? Yeah. It's an animated show about a British family of pigs where all the characters have both eyes on one side of their face. And no one addresses that issue in the entire series. They're never walking this way and get surprised from something over here. Or run into something over here. If you ever want to make a horror movie version out of Peppa Pig, just have the monster attack from over here. Peppa Pig. There's gonna be a lot of bacon. Oh gosh. That's great. I don't know. My favorite food, still from childhood, I still like pizza. It's my favorite food. I don't care where. I love all kinds. The only kind of pizza I like vegetarian pizza. I can pass. Like, right. I like vegetables, but I don't want them near fun things. That'd be like having to play religious video games. Both things are good and have their own purpose, but you don't want them together. That'd be weird. Your friends come over like, oh, is that Call of Duty? No, it's Call of the Lord. Yeah, you corner your enemy and read him Psalms. No, they're shooting at you. I know, I'm gonna become a martyr. You don't need extra lives when you live forever. I grew up with food allergies as a kid, which is kind of boring. As an adult, I went to a chiropractor and he got excited. He's like, Michael, we're going to fix your food allergies. We'll do a detox where you don't eat anything you're allergic to. You also don't eat any dairy or bread or refined sugar. Oh. My allergies are better. I'd rather eat cheesecake and maybe get a little puffy. You just said it like it was no big deal. Just give up all these things you've ever eaten and you'll be fine. That'd be like if you were driving across the country and your car broke down in the middle of nowhere and you called your mechanic. You're like, I'm broke down in the middle of nowhere. I'm driving across the country. And he was just like, oh, okay. Here's the easy fix. Just walk. What? Yeah, just go that way and you'll get there. It's easy. Just walk. Your legs. Yeah. All right, I got another call. It was hard. I tried it. It was just hard. They're all about having more energy. Like everything. Like if you eat quinoa instead of bread, you'll have more energy. Well, one of my favorite things to do with energy is eat bread. I don't even know why I need all this energy anyways. I'm a comedian. I'm not Jason Bourne. I can afford to be a little drowsy. I do try to eat healthier, though. I live in LA now, and I went to Whole Foods out there, and I was parking in their parking lot, and they had a sign that said, you can only park at Whole Foods for 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know if that means they tow your car, or they're just like, hey, if you're shopping at Whole Foods for longer than 2 hours, oh, you might not be able to afford your car anymore. Yeah, you can buy organic kale, but you might have to take one of those scooters home. It's expensive at Whole Foods because it's supposed to be good. Like the chicken is free range, hormone free, cruelty free. They say the word free a lot, but the chicken is expensive. Like, I think it'd be cheaper to just buy a live chicken and hire an assassin. It'd be much cooler, too. Like, oh, your chicken's cruelty-free? Oh, well, my chicken had gambling debts, and we whacked it. But he did get to see his kids off to school first, because I have a heart. Sometimes I feel judged, like at Whole Foods. I was getting ready to check out one time, and I got excited because I have Amazon Prime. It's not a big deal. Sam wanted to watch Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is a great show. Yeah, about stand-up comedy. I also do that. She could see it for free, but let's pay. And if you have Amazon Prime, you save like $2 to $3 for every $200 you spend at Whole Foods. So I was excited to swipe it, and the guy wasn't having it because it was a little late. Like they had just come over the announcement like 10 minutes ago. Like, you gotta leave, otherwise we'll wait. That's what I heard, but I don't know. I went to swipe it. The guy's like, "Where's your bags?" I forgot my bags. Also, I don't have bags. But I forgot them also. And why is he? Yeah, he can see there's no bags in my car. Does he think I'm a magician? Like, oh, where are my bags? I don't know. Where are my bags? Yeah, where are your bags? They're in your ear. Yeah, they're still paper though, so it sucks. I told him I didn't have bags, and he got upset. Like, he opened a bag really quick, like he was upset, as if like those bags were made out of a tree that he had a relationship with. Like as a kid, it had a tire swing on it, and he loved that tree. And came home from college, and it was just gone. And he's like, "Where did this tree go?" "Oh, it's Whole Foods bags now." And he just like immediately dropped out of college, went to work at Whole Foods. So every time someone used a bag, he's like, "I'm gonna squish their bread. You killed my friend. I'm gonna squish your bread." Joke's on him. That's Ezekiel bread. That bread is protected by scripture. I don't know. I gotta wrap up soon. I want to let everybody know I had an album that came out a few years ago, so you probably already have a copy. I brought some. If you want one, they're $10. I'll sign it for you. I can't sell you this one because it's a display. Yeah. No, it's just no one's getting it. I don't know. If you don't want one, you can feel free to say hi on your way out. You know, I love talking to people. It's so fun. One time after a show, it's also funny. One time after a show, a lady came up to me after the show, and she gave me a thumbs up. And she was just like, "No regrets." That's quite a review. "Michael, how was your show last night?" "Well, one lady enjoyed it just enough to not feel sad forever." Regrets? I don't even know what that would look like. I'm just like, "Thanks for coming." She's just like... Then she has to hold it in, you know? That could be for life. It could be on her deathbed before she confronts those regrets. Surrounded by loved ones, you're like, Grandma, look at all the people that loved you. You lived such a good life. She's just like, yeah. Except one time. One time I went to a comedy show. Grandma, it's okay. That's the point. It was just okay. His name was Michael Palisak. What, Grandma? That's one of the most brilliant and prolific comedians of all time. Yeah, back then he was just working stuff out. He had a really long joke about custard. I like vanilla, and I told him I like vanilla. I love sports. I love football. It's sad Super Bowl's here. Yeah, no, don't get me to say that. I am not a Packers fan. Oh gosh. Okay, well, everyone's been so nice until we're not in the Super Bowl. We want to hate everybody. We deserve to be there, except that the 49ers are probably a little better because they showed that during the season. They showed that, but we still deserve it. Skull! I'm a Bears fan, so you can all hate me. That's fine. Yeah, I know. It's easy to hate someone when their team's beating you 4 times in a row. It's true. I'm just saying truths. You guys played your second string. You didn't have to. If you wanted to not have the situation, you could have played your starters last game of the season, and you didn't do that. Sure, you get to win a playoff game, but you don't get to confront me about that. We won a regular season game that didn't matter. Enjoy your playoff victory. I love baseball. I love football. I love watching football, but I don't like going to bars because people are just screaming at the like, I can't believe he dropped that pass. I just want to be like, he's being chased. By the strongest and fastest humans ever. And once he touches it, they're going to assault him. So that's probably why he didn't hold on to that one. You can't believe he dropped that pass? I dropped my phone before because it rang. I'm on my phone, not using it as a telephone, just like whatever. All of a sudden it starts ringing like, oh, I forgot I did that. Oh, no. Oh, I gotta change the ringtone to something calmer, like By the Seaside. I just think if you're gonna criticize someone in public, you should also maybe you'll enjoy yelling out one of your own flaws as well. That's right. Like, I can't believe he dropped that pass. Sometimes, I lie to my wife about how late I have to work. So I don't have to put the kids to bed. Then we learn about him, like, oh, he needs nannies, or maybe a new couch to sleep on. We don't know. I just think it's hard. It's just hard to judge an athlete because, like, it's not just their job to do their job, okay? They also have to make sure the other guy on the other side of the ball fails. Like, it's only their job to succeed if that guy doesn't do his job, and it's that guy's job to make sure he doesn't do his job. And that's a lot of pressure. Can you imagine if all of our jobs were like that? You just see the mailman walking up to your house. All of a sudden, he's just tackled by a UPS guy. Comes down from the roof like, not today, buddy! Chest bumps the Culligan man. Yeah, we privatized delivery in this cul-de-sac. Thanks, everybody. I'm Michael Palasek. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Keep it going for Michael Palasek, everybody. Let him hear it.